have already seen several videos of people, I mean Gen Z kids, crying inside the theater.
अगर साइयारा तू तो बदला नहीं है जाना किधर
And I saw its box office number for the weekend. It was surprising to see how this movie, without promoting too much, with new launches not having any big number associated with the movie, is crossing such numbers. There are several reasons to it for sure. Without having any intention to go to theater, I still landed up into it to watch the movie. As I have seen it, let's deep dive into various aspects of the film. Story: half Olame, half Ashiki 2. It can be said that it is loosely based on the Korean film A Moment to Remember. But what I observe is that Mohit Suri has not forgotten to give it a touch of his style. As I started watching the film, various scenes felt copies of his previous work like Olame and Ashiki 2, along with some glimpses of Rockstar here and there. Saiyaara follows a story of Vaani, played by Anit Padda, whom her boyfriend left on the day of their marriage. She comes out of this and goes to give an interview for the post of journalist, where circumstances occur in the middle of nowhere. Just like any other Mohit Suri film, she meets our male lead Krish Kapoor, a struggling musician who came there to beat the senior journalist for not adding Krish's name in the article. After getting the role of intern, Vani goes to get an interview from an established musician, Prince, where his manager denies her interview. But just how like any other Mohit Suri film, our male lead must present there, and guess what he does? He sings a song for Prince's new album from Vani's book. Prince, impressed by the song, gave him an offer to collaborate. That's what the new Instagram trend is. Two different paths of our male and female leads finally coincides. Further, it follows a path of heartfelt romance, their fight with Alzheimer's to their heartbreak. Will their path reside or will they be apart forever is the journey to explore. Cinematography. From the point when the movie starts, you can instantly notice the grandness of Yash Raj film with a touch of Mohit Suri. Grand venues, lavish beachside bungalow, open terrace of high-rise building. These all feel like what Instagram reels look like, polished and filtered. When Vani first time spot Krish from car, we hear the piano tune of the theme song. With first time it blend into the film, but when we hear it for the second time, it just drags you out of the story. This was the only time in the whole movie where I find background music evident enough to distract. Rest it assures you in the whole film. Cinematography is staged on a heightened level, whether it be song Dhun or Saiyaara, which, however, doesn't find a space in my heart. There are various moments where the lighting looks a bit dull and it comes up against the polished lifestyle. The only scene which grabbed my attention was the scene where we see Vani's face on the LED panels on the set of concert. That scene not just grabs but holds the attention and gives a moment to feel the bond between our two main lead. Music score. Previously hyped as Ashiki 3 is a film of lyricist and musician, but the soundtrack is unable to deeply penetrate my heart. I have personally not seen a great movie score in recent years, except for the fact that Metro in Dino had two songs which I am listening to. Bollywood is lacking in terms of great lyrics and composition. I'm not saying that I didn't like the music. I'm just saying that these songs are good to listen to, but only during the film and not outside of it. Humsafar and Tum Ho Tum. These are the two songs where I find lyrics compelling enough to convey a deep connection. Rest are just there to keep up with the story. In the film, Vani describes how the lyrics of the song should be. It should connect, it should remind you of special moments. You forget them from your mind, but they remain in your heart. They make you travel through time, however, which is what exactly I was searching in the film. The Mohit Suri film. Despite the film being directed by Mohit Suri, whose initial work, if we look at it, is clearly remembered by the soundtrack of the film, whether it be Olam Hai, Zeher, Kalyug, Avarapan, Rastu, Krook, Murder 2, or in the recent times, Ashiki 2, Hamari Adhuri Kahani, Half Girlfriend, or Ek Villain. These films were not just mere box office successes, but their soundtracks are still fresh in my mind. However, for Saiyaara, I can't say the same. I admire him for one thing, that is heartbreak. And in Saiyaara, he clearly shows his prowess by taking us through heartbreak that is not just jarring but flagitious too. No one gives heart wrenching experience the way Mohit Suri gives. He also has a talent of launching new faces with a solid box office opening, and he does it again, which leads me to my next point, new faces. Anit Padda as Vani is absolutely gorgeous. Her face is highly expressive. However, in the film, she has nothing to do more. Her boyfriend leaves her. She gets the opportunity to write a song. She is diagnosed with Alzheimer's and whatnot. She is clearly not doing anything, rather, things are happening to her. This is her story, but she has less to offer. Our male lead, Han Pandey, plays the role of an arrogant, rude, and impulsive person who doesn't think twice before beating a journalist and shout at him, saying,
आर्टिस्ट का टैलेंट रिव्यू करने का काम है तुम लोग का ये साले ब्यूटिक वाले स्लैब्स हगेंगे भी तो तुम लोग बोलेंगे वाह क्या हगा है
That's seriously ironic. Another face that I noticed is the Alam Khan, a very popular face in the digital space. भाई वो पहले कोटा में आईआईटी की तैयारी कर रहा था. Now I hope वो इंजीनियरिंग कर चुका है, पर अभी भी वो एमबीए के लिए कैट की तैयारी कर रहा है. He surely deserves some more good roles. I was seeing the releases of this year having big names or faces associated with it. None of them made any significant box office collection except for Chhawa. As I am recording, it's been second week and movie has crossed the mark of 300 crore. This is what no one saw coming. Yes, I accept that it is a Yash Raj production and Mohit Suri film, but this is something out of the box and beyond my comprehension. I have a theory to explain this, the Gen Z effect. I have a habit of going into theater even before the advertisement starts. When I entered and sat on my lounge, I started observing people coming from entrance door. What I observed was slightly odd from my previous experiences. Almost everyone entering theater was either college or high school kid. We were only two who were elder. We both weren't millennials, but we were not close to a 20-year-old either. That put me into thinking that how social media platforms like Instagram are impacting so many things in our world. Why do media companies require your social media presence while casting someone rather than focusing on the demand of the story and compatibility of actor or actress for that specific role? The constant chase of numbers is not just killing the craft of cinema but also our sense of belonging to a greater extent. I might be wrong on this, but whether this is true or not, that time will tell. If we see the total collection of the film till date, it is crossing 300 crore mark. Let's take a rough average figure of 200 rupees for one show. That means almost 15 million people, I mean kids mostly, have watched the film so far. In these uncertain times with economic constraints, 15 million kids have spent their parents' hard earned money on this. This thought has raised a more important question in my mind. Is mediocrity becoming a norm? I have said this in one of my previous videos that video is the most powerful medium of storytelling, and so are films too. But in recent times, film industry as a whole is facing a looming crisis all over the world. Pre-pandemic cinema was seeing an increase in revenue with each passing year. Each year a new film was breaking a record. But that chase for higher box office numbers came up with a bigger problem. The films were getting bigger, but at the cost of losing objective quality. I'm clearly talking about the objective quality of film as a medium and not talking about the film's subjective taste. This has worst post pandemic, often by remaking films and choosing a working genre to extract from it till it gets mundane. This was tiring and exhausting for the audience, whose attention span was dropped below 3 seconds thanks to our beloved Instagram. Pursuit of chasing number is failing the art and craft of cinema. In the age of artificial intelligence, the objective quality of film and filmmaking has fallen to an extent that now mediocrity has become the norm.